Hey. What's good, everybody? Man, it's been a pretty good week so far. I mean, I got paid. Yeah, I got paid. Um, Pretty relaxed week at school, even though I got finals this coming week. But I'll get through it. I usually find a way to do so. But the best part of the week, I got something in the mail from Ticketmaster. Now, I know what it is. Now I'm going to show y'all. You're wondering what it is. What did Angel get in the mail from Ticketmaster? What did he? Oh yeah, that's right. Mm, WrestleMania tickets, baby. Yes, it's real. I am going back. After missing last year, I finally get to go back, and it means a lot to me. The WrestleMania experience. It's not just a good wrestling vacation, but an overall good vacation. Being in the city, seeing what's around the city and all that. It's real fun. But I mean, my very first memory of WrestleMania was WrestleMania 19. But well, I mean, I had seen WrestleMania matches previous to that, but not live on pay per view. WrestleMania 19 was the first WrestleMania I saw live on pay per view. It was exactly a week after my 7th birthday, and I remember my dad ordered it, and yeah, we watched it, and it was amazing, man. I'll never forget my reactions throughout the show, watching it and all that, and yeah, I'll never forget the Hulk Hogan Vince McMahon match when I'm asking my dad like, who is that? Who is that? He told me it's Roddy Piper, and he was helping me to. He was walking me through pronouncing the names. I kept on like calling him Rowdy Piper instead of Roddy Piper, but it was fun, man. It was fun. I got to watch it with my dad live on pay per view, and another thing, I forgot to mention this at the end of my WrestleMania 33 review when I was talking about The Undertaker retiring. I watched the last match of Stone Cold Steve Austin live on pay per view, and I didn't even know it at the time, but I remember watching it, and it was after the match when Stone Cold was walking back up the ramp. I remember I was crying a little bit. I was crying, and people tell me they're like, "Man, you're bullshitting. How would you be crying about his retirement when you didn't know he was retiring because he didn't publicly announce it yet?" I said, "Nah, it's not that. I wasn't crying because he was retiring. I mean, because yeah, I didn't know he was retiring, but the reason I was crying is because he looked like he was hurt. He looked like he was in a lot of pain." And one of the reasons I was crying after WrestleMania this year is because of the Undertaker retiring. But on top of that, yeah, it was also because he looked like he was hurt throughout the match, man. Um, but I don't know. I feel like if I was older, like around this age or even a little younger, like 14, 15, 16, when that WrestleMania happened, I feel like I probably would have. What's it called? Yeah, I probably would have thought that yeah, this is probably his last match. There's a reason why he's going up the ramp after The Rock leaves, and he's giving the finger like that one more time and all that. But it was really cool watching that WrestleMania. And of course, that amazing main event, Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. And I actually did think that I would watch Brock Lesnar die in the middle of that match, man. It's fucking crazy. A guy that big, that high up. Ooh, man. But yeah, and then the very first WrestleMania I went to, man, 25. WrestleMania 25, 2009. Of course, I didn't work for it. Well, I mean, I had to get good grades. That's how I guess you could say I worked for it. But I didn't have a job yet. I was still 12, turning 13 at the time. But yeah, WrestleMania 25. I went, man, and it was amazing to finally get to see the stage in person, the WrestleMania stage in person. Just look around and be like, damn, this is what it's like. And I had a good time, and shit, I guess one thing to vindicate not being there for the Undertaker's retirement is the fact that I was there for the greatest match in WrestleMania history, Shawn Michaels versus the Undertaker that year. Um, it was definitely the best match I've seen in person. I'll tell you that. Oh man, it was crazy. Just and I had a sign for 17-0 just in case. And I thought I was on TV honestly after he won, because after he won, I was holding the sign up, and then and I was holding it, and then I looked up on the big screen and I saw that they were showing a fan with a sign that said 17-0, and the letters, or the numbers, whatever, were in black marker. And so I thought it was me, but as soon as I saw it with my peripherals, kind of like my top peripherals, I guess, if that makes any sense. And so as soon as I looked up there, they switched it. But this little boy who was in front of me, he was looking at that screen. He turned around to look at me and look at my sign. So I don't know, but when I watched it again, yeah, I saw it was another fan. But it was cool though. At least I got to be there for that match and everything. The main event, yeah, the main event didn't really live up to its hype. I guess at the time I thought it did, because I was barely a teenager there in my first WrestleMania, and but when I watched it again, like honestly, I have to keep remembering that it took place in a football stadium, because listening to that crowd during that main event, I keep thinking it's in a like an indoor arena, like Toyota Center or something. But then I gotta keep reminding myself, no, this is taking place at a 75,000 capacity fucking stadium. Um, but yeah, and that was the first event that I went to on a school night. It was my third event ever. Because I'd also been to what's it called, Bad Blood and Vengeance Night of Champions. Bad Blood 2003, Vengeance Night of Champions 07. But those were both in the summer. Um, and then yeah, just I wanted to make my WrestleMania return in 2014, but and I kept hyping it up on Instagram the summer before, like, yes, I will be at WrestleMania 30, and it didn't happen, man. It's just bad planning overall. That's what it was. And on top of that, my dad was kind of still against me being a fan of it at the time. But I mean, what's it called? So I didn't really want to bring him into it. And because I remember I went to a SmackDown like a couple weeks before, like 2 or 3 weeks before WrestleMania 30, and my mom was talking to my dad on the phone the night before. So then I went to go to the grocery store with her, and I told her like, "Well, what did you tell Dad?" And, we were just talking like, "Did you tell him I'm going tomorrow?" She said, "Yeah." I'm like, "Fuck! Why did you tell him?" Like, because this guy's like against me being a fan of it and shit. And so she's like, dude, he told me. He's like, really? He still watches that? And then she told him, man, you got like 3 coworkers who still watch it. Yeah, my dad was being a little bit of a hater at the time, but I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that and just how he stopped being a hater a little later. But what's it called? But yeah, I didn't get to go to WrestleMania 30, and I was yeah, I was felt so sad that I wasn't there for to see Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Stone Cold all in the same ring, to see the end of the Undertaker streak, and to see the Miracle on Bourbon Street. I was not there for all of that, man. That made me sad, but fuck it, there's nothing I could do. Maybe I could make up for it by going to WrestleMania the next year. And so yeah, that was my goal. I was saving up and everything. And I remember I bought tickets to WrestleMania 31. I'm like, it's real. I'm going back. I'm actually making my return after 6 years. And and what's it called? I thought it'd be just me and my mom, but my dad called me weeks before and told me that why didn't I tell him I was going to WrestleMania? I'm like, and I try to make up like some excuses, like, well, at the time that I bought the tickets, we weren't really on speaking terms, but yeah, and I was telling my mom like, why did you tell them and all this, and it was when we were at California. They went with me to California. They didn't go to any of the events or anything, but they were there at California with me, and it was like a little bit before, like the second day that we were there, we went to San Francisco to go to the Golden Gate and all that. It was before we left to go do all that. That he followed me upstairs at the hotel. It was like a penthouse suite or whatever. He followed me upstairs and he told me like, "Hey, um, mom told me why you didn't want to tell me about it, and I'm sorry, but." just hey, if this is what you like, man, this is what entertains you, then that's fine with me. Just be young as long as you can, man. And so yeah, we kind of patched that up, so it's cool now, I guess. And plus, he went with me to Survivor Series. My mom and my dad went with me to Survivor Series because uh, I got friends that I have to watch out planning shit with. Watch my channel update like 2 videos ago, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, so San Francisco, the Bay Area. Well, the area we were staying in, it was called Mountain View, and it's like kind of near Palo Alto, I think. Because it's weird. The Bay Area has a whole lot of like the three main parts, I guess, are San Jose, um, San Francisco, and Oakland. Not necessarily in that order, but those are like the three main parts. And then you got stuff like outside of each, like Santa Clara, which is where the stadium for the 49ers was. Palo Alto, Mountain View, Hayward, stuff like that. Sanford. It's like a whole lot of shit, but and I don't think Silicon Valley is a separate thing. I think that's just like another name for like the whole fucking place, the whole area. But yeah, it was cool. San Francisco, the home of like the tech industry in the United States. That's where eBay's headquarters at. I think Apple. I know for a fact Google's out there. And yeah, it was cool, man. And it's just like it's it was a really great atmosphere. The breathing some California air and taking that sunshine, and it was amazing. It was amazing, and like it was so amazing that honestly I would think about living there. But I had to make some good money, man, because I asked the guy that was there. I asked him how much like a average like a rent for an apartment, and he said it's like around 2,000 just for one bedroom. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I better be bringing in some money. But I know their minimum wage is higher over there. Their minimum wage is higher, but I don't know. One thing that really bothers me is that they didn't have the same type of Mexican food that we have here in Texas. Like they didn't. I didn't expect them to have Tex-Mex, obviously, but like they're like the first night we were there, I think it was the first night. I went to a damn taco truck to go get something to eat. It was like at night, and so what's it called? We went to the taco truck, and the tacos didn't taste the same as they do from like a lot of the taco trucks here in Houston, man. If you're really big on Mexican food, if you like Mexican food as much as I do, then you'll know how much that kind of hurts. But yeah, it just didn't taste as good. It wasn't terrible, just didn't taste as good. But yeah, I went to um, my first session of Access for that weekend on Friday night. I met, I met Kane, uh, Danny Davis, Nikolai Volkov, and Layla. And then the next day I went to Access in the morning. Who did I meet in the morning? Christian. That's right. I met Christian. I went to WrestleCon. I met a whole lot of people there at WrestleCon. I can't even. I'll name a few. I guess I met the Hardys. That was probably my favorite from WrestleCon. Matt and Jeff Hardy. Tori Wilson, childhood crush of mine, man. Uh, and then I went back to Access later at night. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, that's right. I met AJ Lee. That was the first person I met. I met Dean Ambrose. I had a VIP ticket to meet him. And this is the biggest one. I had no idea I was going to get to meet her, but like I watched her wrestle at the NXT ring, and then she went to go do an autograph session right after she finished wrestling. Sasha Banks, man, that one meant the most to me of all the people I met that weekend. I got to meet Sasha Banks while she was still the NXT Women's Champion, and I damn near teared up. And she saw that I was about to tear up, so she hugged me and everything, and it really meant a lot to me. Um, and so then, I went home, or went to the hotel, I should say, watched SNL. That was when The Rock was on there. Next morning, hit one more Access session. Um, I met Goldust and the Boogeyman. I think those were the only two I met. And then went to WrestleMania. Man, WrestleMania that year was wild. Uh, fucking The Rock was there. I was like, damn, I just saw him on SNL last night, and now he's on WrestleMania. But yeah, that was cool, man. Great show. Seth Rollins cashing in and everything. The return of the Undertaker, and I felt like that might have been or I felt like it was gonna be his last match if Bray Wyatt won. So I'm like, damn, I might be here for his last match. It's his first match after the end of the streak, but the Undertaker won. It was a good match that he had with Bray, man. But see, I always tell you about the 3 WrestleManias I've been to. As for overall trip experience, I think 32 was the best one. But as for the show in general, either 25 or 31 was the better one of the three, the best one of the 3 I've been to. But it's hard for me to determine because you see, I think 31's main event was definitely better than 25's main event, without a doubt. But at the same time, 25 had, in my opinion, the greatest match in WrestleMania history, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. So it's really hard to determine which one was better. Alright, sorry, my video cut off for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, it's really hard to determine which one is better out of 25 and 31. Shit, y'all could let me know. But 32, that was the best overall experience, in my opinion. I got to go to In-N-Out Burger for the first time. They had some pretty good food, but I mean, their fries are ass, in my opinion. But if you're going to tell me that In-N-Out is better than Whataburger, I'm dropping you real quick. I'm sorry, but In-N-Out is not better than Whataburger. As good as In-N-Out is, man, don't even come at me with that bull. Talk about Whataburger's better, man. Absolutely not. In-N-Out is nowhere near as good as Whataburger. Like I said, In-N-Out ain't all that bad, but Whataburger is way better. Fuck. I heard they want to bring In-N-Out to Houston. I don't know, but yeah, when I went to Dallas, I got to try In-N-Out for the first time, and I did Access again throughout the weekend. Access was a lot more of a hellhole in Dallas than it was in San Francisco, though, in my opinion. Oh, I forgot to mention WrestleMania 25 when I went the day before. Yeah, I went to Access there. I met my very first 2 wrestlers that I ever met were the Bella Twins that weekend. Yeah, I met the Bella Twins, but yeah, 32. I figured I'd go to that one because, I mean, hey, I went to the one all the way in California, so I might as well go to 32 also. But it was a bitch trying to get tickets. I couldn't get them through Ticketmaster because they kept on telling me, sorry, we can't bring anything up, all this. They kept giving me some behind the stage, and like on the seating chart when I was buying them, when I was trying to get them, I saw that they were like that section they were selling me in, it was colored in white. And usually when you go to concerts or wrestling events, whatever, the section's covered in white, that means they're not going to be used because that's like side stage is going to be on. So yeah, he kept giving me seats behind the stage. I'm like, what the fuck? So I just went ahead and got some. Unfortunately, I had to settle for some off of StubHub. I mean, the view wasn't all that bad, but I mean, it could have been way better. But yeah, Ticketmaster hated on me that year. And yeah, I went to WrestleMania. Got to see the return of Shane McMahon against The Undertaker. Got to see the 3 women compete in that triple threat. And of course, everybody shitted on Roman Reigns. Man, people were leaving during the main event. I'm like, that should tell you something when people are leaving in the main event of your biggest show. But it was a good experience because along with the Access WrestleCon, I also got to do Raw after WrestleMania, man. Raw after Mania. That was fun. And then I had a ticket for SmackDown the next day, so when I got back to Houston, I went to SmackDown, and man, I was worn the fuck out. When I came back, I'm glad my professor canceled class the next day, because I'm like, good, because I don't even think I would probably come. But, man. But yeah, man, and so, I wish I went to WrestleMania last year, man, so I could be there to see The Undertaker and what I'm pretty sure was his last match, but I don't know. Um, trying to think what else is there to say, but yeah, I'm going back and thinking about WrestleMania being a Mercedes-Benz Superdome. It really means a lot to me. It's a blessing. Nicki Minaj had that song. It was like her very first hit where she said, "No, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. Yes, clap for the heavyweight." Like that's how I feel like. People tell me, "Oh, you're lucky. You go to WrestleMania and you go to concerts and you met YG and Ray Shremmerd before those two concerts they went to." I'm like, yeah, but I don't know if I really consider it luck because I mean, I feel like I was blessed with the opportunity to work and to earn money for these tickets. Because not everybody has the opportunity to go to work. There's a lot of unemployment, but I feel blessed. But I mean, I wish there was a lot less unemployment in the world, man. And yeah, not everyone gets to go to WrestleMania, but I wish every wrestling fan at least one point in their life could go to WrestleMania because I mean, it's like Disneyland just about, or Disney World, whatever. The one that's in Orlando, I think that's Disney World. But yeah, man, fuck. That's something every wrestling fan should do at least once in their life is go to WrestleMania. The experience is awesome, and for this one to be in the Superdome, I feel like that's God giving me another chance. Like God's like, hey, I know you missed out on WrestleMania 30, but here's WrestleMania 34 in the Superdome. Go get it, Angel. But that doesn't mean God's gonna make it better than 30. I'm just saying, honestly, like I think 34 could probably be a good show. I ain't gonna judge just yet, but I don't think it's gonna be anywhere near as good as 30, man. That's really hard to top when you look at how good that show was. So yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm definitely gonna do some Access, maybe WrestleCon. But a lot of those guys that they've announced for WrestleCon so far, I've already met. Um, I'm only gonna do the Hall of Fame if the Undertaker's gonna be in it, without a doubt. But it'll be my first Hall of Fame. But I'm sitting in section 144R. That's the risers, and that's officially gonna be the closest I've ever sat at WrestleMania. The closest so far was WrestleMania 25. I sat in the 100 section. I can't remember the exact section. I had to look it up on Google, the NRG Stadium seating chart. But this will now be the closest I've ever sat at WrestleMania when I go. So it's gonna be pretty fun. And it's Bourbon Street's out there. I'm older than 20. Well, I'm 21 now, but at the time I'm gonna be 22 when it rolls around. So I get to go to Bourbon Street and all that, man. And on top of that, it's in the Superdome. That's where my Saints play, man. I get to go to WrestleMania at my favorite football team stadium. I even got this custom made off of NFL Shop, boy. Yeah, man. I think I might actually wear this like to the event too, but we'll see. What would be really wild? Because I'm thinking about how I went to Survivor Series this month, and I got a shirt there. I put it to wash, so I don't have it right now. But it's a Suplex City Brock Lesnar shirt, where it's the plane ticket, and it's in all the Astros colors, and underneath it says "Home of the Champs," because the Astros just won the World Series. So that'd be pretty cool if when WrestleMania comes there, it'll be right after the Saints win the Super Bowl, because the Saints been doing really good, man. Yeah, they lost Thursday night against the Falcons, but hey, you can't let shit get to you. They got to bounce back. They can still win the NFC South entirely, man. But shit, Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram got to stay healthy because I seen Kamara went down with a possible concussion in the Atlanta game. But shit, we'll see. And Marshawn Lattimore, he missed the St. Louis game a couple weeks back, so that was heartbreaking. That kind of played in the loss, but I think they should have beat St. Louis anyway. But it just wasn't meant to be. But fuck it, man. That'd be cool if they won the Super Bowl and then the WrestleMania comes to their stadium just right after. We'll see, man. We'll see. But yeah, that's all I want to say. Just want to announce that I'm going to WrestleMania, and it's gonna be wild, man. It's gonna be wild. Post your comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on my social medias that are gonna be down below. And this unboxing video for this, I'll even put the link for it down below so you can watch it. Peace out. As always, do you.